So, yeah, man. Robert Bruce, complete book of out-of-body experiences, astral dynamics. Daddy Fat Stacks, nigga. I got a big stack of books for you. Big stack of books for you. And this ain't your normal. I'm about to go off in fantasy land real quick. Again, before I go completely left, I'm gonna try to go completely right. But I want to show you niggas, I've been doing this shit for a long time, and I want to show you how to connect the motherfucking dots. Real shit. So check me out. I'm gonna start with these old motherfuckers, because these motherfuckers is fragile. Check that out. The Long Patrol. The Outcast of Redwall. Look how, you know what I'm saying? I've had this shit since middle school, nigga. Since I was in middle school. So that was the 90s. But my shit's is falling apart, man. But these bitches stay on my actual shelf. I keep a bookshelf full of fucking books. Besides my wizard shelf, you know what I'm saying? I keep another shelf full of my wizardry shit. But, real shit. This is Martin of Redwall. You know what I'm saying? The little mouse warrior. You know what I mean? I believe he's a mouse. He's a mouse. You know what I'm saying? But they're all rats. They fight stoats, furrows. I'm not going to really get into these books as far as I just want you to see what the fuck I'm talking about. But there's a reason why I'm plugging in these books real quick. Let me just, I'm dropping my lighter and shit. Nigga, I need that. But, I'm going to plug them in one time for the one time. I want to show you some more books, and you'll start to see where the fuck I'm going with this. Check this out. Goosebumps. I don't know how long I've had this book, but it's an old ass book for me anyway. I've had it for quite a while, but check it out. 30 Tales to Give You Goosebumps. I used to have, and might still have some at Mom and Pop's crib. Oh, what the fuck is that? All kind of shit, man, be popping out of this shit. It's my uncle. Shout out to Unc. He done moved on, but he might have been one of my bookmarks. So big shout out to Unc, man. Big shout out to Unc. Yeah, we finna do this, nigga. We about to do this, nigga. We're gonna put you back in there for the cause, man. Big shout out to Unc. Wish I knew where that was, but we ain't gonna go there right now. Big shout out to Unc. But book Goosebumps. I used to have a ton of these books. Ton of these books. There's like 60 of them. Man, I used to have at least 20 of them. But I've read a ton of these books. So this is, look, 30 Tales to Give You Goosebumps. But there was actual Goosebump books back in the day. A lot of them. Man, let me get real with you niggas. Take these glasses off, man. They throwing me out. But I'm going to get real with you niggas. Because I really, really, really want you to understand this. And why this shit is so important. Because now we got movies. These kids got movies. They don't read books like we used to. But I'm going to get there. And then last but not least, no. Before we go there, I got another one. Let me show you. Stephen King, The Dark Tower, Gunslinger. Again, old ass book. Now, when I read it, I couldn't tell you. But old ass book, nigga. This is copyright 1982. This is one of my mom's books. She said 1982. And this, which I'm going to go ahead and say with this last book, again, I'm not trying to get into the books. You can get those books if you want to, but those are novels. They're not like textbooks or whatever. You see what I'm talking about? But good-ass books to read. But I read them shits a long time ago. Anyways, I just want to show you. And then this was a book my sister had in high school when this was one of her books. And I remember I read it, but when my sister was in high school, and I believe my freshman year of high school, 99, was her freshman year of college. You know what I'm saying? So this is my older sister, but this is one of her books that I do remember. You know, the flies and shit, they coming after my drink, even though I done drunk it, but class got them coming. Anyways, my bad, y'all. I just be into the nature and shit, and I fuck with the flies because of some Bell Barth is all I'm gonna say. Bell Barth, Lord of the Flies. Anyways, so I ain't too mad at them, but when they come around, I do acknowledge them. So, anywho, my sister had this book, man, Clash of Kings. Check that shit out. The continuation of the saga begun with A Game of Thrones. Man, so, reason why I showed y'all them books, them Martin of Redwall, that shit's actually a fucking video game that I just recently seen. My son was, he was on PlayStation Store for whatever reason, man, but, excuse me. But, yeah, they made a video game out of that. Because, again, like I said, it's a bunch of animals, and Martin's a warrior, and he goes through a lot of shit. But, again, a warrior, Clash of Kings, and he goes through a lot of shit. You also see that the Gunslinger, right? If you can, as you can see, man, my books, they carry a theme, so to speak. Even with the Goosebumps, let me show you that shit again. R.L. Stine. For those who don't know, man, that's real old school R.L. Stine. They got movies about this shit on Netflix. They made a fucking movie with the Goosebumps. Anyways, they probably had, I think they had a little TV series too. But anyways, I'm just saying, man, speaking of TV series, a motherfucking Game of Thrones. A Game of Thrones, man, when that shit came out on TV, my homeboy was like, oh, bro, you gotta see this fucking TV show, nigga, that's on HBO, bro. They do this and they do that, and they got this going on, and they got that whoop, and I'm like, oh, man, it sound like a nigga finna get his head cut off. That's what I think it is, because, you know what I'm saying, I remember doing, you know what I'm saying, I remember some shit like that. He's like, bro, have you seen this before? And I'm like, no, nigga, but I remember some shit like that. I don't know why it is or where it is or what it came from. Got hands crying on my shit. I'm like, I don't remember what it is or where I came from or what, but bro, I remember a nigga getting his head cut off and whoop, and this is gonna happen. And then he was like, sure enough, next episode, bro, how the fuck did you know that shit? How did you know this nigga was gonna whoop? And I'm like, bro, I do not know, I don't know. Then I came across this book and was like, nigga, I done read all them shits. I read them all. I've read the books, so I already know what's gonna happen the whole episode. So anyways, I'm telling you this shit for this reason, man. Just like all these books. Now that we done did that, man, you go places. If you really get into it, when you read the books, you go places. Astral Dynamics, the complete book of out-of-body experiences. You go places. I cannot explain that shit no more. One of the things that got me, I'll tell you about this shit, but check this out. I just like how Tyrion had heard enough. Jacques will be so disappointed, he said. He was having such a nice spike for Renly's head, but whoever did the deed, we must assume Stannis was behind it. The gain is clearly his. He did not like this news. He had counted on the brothers Baratheon decimating each other in bloody battle. He could feel his elbow throbbing where the morning star had laid upon it. It did that sometimes in the damp. He squeezed it uselessly in his hand and asked, what of Renly's host? See, they give you like so much detail. You know what I'm talking about? So it's like in your mind, because you're reading the book and you're not watching the shit on TV, in your mind you have to, oh, he's squeezing his morning star. That's the type of weapon, you know what I'm saying, like a mace, but it has spikes on it, so it's called a morning star. But apparently this nigga got hit or whatever, or he took a wound in battle or whatever, and he's squeezing his shit like it makes a difference, because, you know what I'm saying, the wound's not there anymore. It's a long time, but point is he's going through some shit like, well, what happened to Renly? But you got to make all these, you got to come up, you have to use your imagination to take you these places. One of the things, I mean, obviously, Stephen King is a scary nigga, so it's a lot of scary shit. But, there's even fucking pictures in this book. I did not count on that. But, let's see if there's another one. Look at that shit. Takes you places. So, I'm just saying, man, again, the Oracle and the Mountains. Her hold loosened. Again, there was the sound of sobbing. It would have to be quick or she would leave him. To stay now meant attenuation, perhaps her own kind of death. Already he felt her drawing away to leave the circle of stones. Wind rippled in the grass in tortured patterns. Wind rippled the grass in tortured patterns. A weeping, tired sigh. He could have almost granted the mercy she begged, but there was Jake. He would have found Jake dead or insane if he had been any later last night. So, I'm just saying, these motherfuckers take you places. So, again, I'm just giving you little excerpts. I'm just reading quick shit out the book to show you the fucking detail when you read a book versus just watching a movie where they show a nigga going through a desert versus the heroic fantasy is set in a world of ominous landscape and macabre menace that is a dark mirror of our own, a spellbinding tale of good versus evil. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I could go different spots. For a kid, man, can Jeff convince his parents that a live mummy is in the base room? Can Jeff convince his parents there's a live mummy in the basement? I mean, you know, one of the things that really got me about these books, because it was animals, but they described the food man, I don't know if the spirit will take me to a section, but they described the food so well. It was like, nigga, even if it was animals, nigga, I want maple apples and strawberry fizz. Honey and maple apples with strawberry fizz, nigga. They had so much shit that they would eat with plums and you know, just the fruits and the vegetables and shit that they would eat, the salads and shit they would make. It was like, nigga, this shit sounds so good. The desserts and the tarts and the fruits for a kid who loves sweets, you know what I'm saying? It really like, and that was just a little sidebar, but it was like, nigga, I want to eat that shit. So I know I'm just having fun, and as you can see, man, I've been drinking. I'm outside, so it's a lot of little shit that's kind of like distracting me a little bit. But I'm trying to stay on task, and I want you niggas to kind of get into my world anyway. I'm doing this as we doing this, right? Can't wait to go live and shit. Once a nigga get 1,000, you feel me? This is what it is. But again, Astral Dynamics, the complete book of out-of-body experiences. Man, it's one thing to like leave your body. Excuse me. It's one thing to like leave your body and to really be on some astral travel shit. But you know what I'm talking about? Like, to go to other dimensions, other realms, you have to be able to have the imagination for it. You know what I'm saying? How can you walk amongst animals? You have to really be able to understand, like be able to take your mind to a place where there are badgers and stoats and weasels that are just as strong, and they're warriors, and they have songs that they sing, and they do all kind of shit. You see that the Long Patrol is about this is mostly about hares. The badgers are like king shits. They're the biggest, baddest things in the forest, so to speak, badgers. And they have hares, you know, which obviously you can have amass quite a big army with rabbits and hares, but they have hares pretty much as armies and whatever else. So anyways, that book was a lot about the hares and how they became linked to the badgers and whatever else, right? But you got to be able to take your mind to a place where that type of shit exists, which is where we start going left with this shit. And the first thing I want to show you is dragon magic. Real shit. Dragon magic. Call on the clan to help your practice sword. DJ Conway. So once we take this shit out of the realm of fun and games, and it's all fun and games and fantasy and shit, but I'm a real nigga and I do real shit. And I don't just play around. So, you know, when I say shit like I fuck with dragons and whatever else, I really fucking mean that. Because just like these books that I've been reading all my fucking life, and I would take my mind to these places, and now they've clearly made movies which shows you how good this shit is. And I was up on this shit, and these writers, I mean, my mom has Jeffrey Deaver. I got Dean Koontz, you know what I'm saying? Oh, man. I've read Along Came a Spider and shit like that long before they made a movie. But I mean, it's a lot of this shit. What got me into the game was The Bone Collector. That's the Denzel Washington movie. I believe it's Denzel Washington and the girlie from Tomb Raider. I can't think of Angelina Jolie. But it's a Denzel Washington movie. You know what I'm saying? So again, man, I'm just trying to show you dragon magic. Call on the clans to help your practice sword. Come on, man, y'all can't keep fucking with me. All these flies, I should just let them land, but since I'm doing all this talking, anyways, here we go. Let me show you. Boom. And they got pictures and shit. She has made plenty of other books, this DJ Conway lady, like how to invoke the gods, the magic of gods and goddesses, all kind of shit. Here's another one. Boom. That's a different kind of dragon. Dark Warriors Clan. And I'm just randomly going through shit trying to show y'all shit or whatever. That's the Dark Warriors Clan. Peep this. Wanderers Clan. And look, the Wanderers Clan. The Wanderers Clans are so named because they yada yada yada. Pause the fucking video and read that shit if you want to read that shit. But you get the point here, and this is for educational purposes, and this is why we're reviewing and using these books and showing them and whatever, all that legal shit, right? Fuck all that. Anyways, again, I have a co-magician. I have went to fucking dragon places before, man. I have my personal nigga that I fuck with. And, I mean, any type of magic that you do. See, when I got on this path as a nigga, as I consider myself, you know what I'm saying, just a normal nigga. But one of the things that took me out of Fantasyland, well, you know, I went to school for mechanical engineering. I went to school for computer science. I know shit about power. You see what I'm saying? And how to harness it and use it. But when it came to, you know, it just, damn, how the fuck can I put this shit, man? Basically, I wanted to use and harness power in any way, shape, form, or fashion like that I can. There's no such thing as good or evil. You know what I'm saying? White, black magic, gray magic. It's all about the magician and how the fuck you use it and what you're using it for. This is why I say life is pimping. You know what I'm saying? Where there's a will, there's a way. But again, this is just me. I'm going to take it out of Fantasyland here in a second. But because, again, astral dynamics, bro. When you get used to taking yourself out of your body, you get used to not being, unattaching yourself to this meat suit. One of the ways it says that you can astral travel, or that he gives you as a, I keep dropping shit, but let me use this shit real quick, because since I'm going to keep dropping it, we're going to fire my shit up, right? One of the ways is like falling asleep with your feet hanging off the bed, and try to focus on that sensation of your feet like sitting off the bed. Everything else, you know what I'm saying, is obviously on the bed, but your feet are hanging off. There's nothing up under that shit, right? So if you focus on that sensation, you feel me, of your feet sitting off the bed, as your body falls asleep, your mind will be locked into that. So that's one way to like astral travel and whatnot, just to throw that out there. But the point is, the shit that you're gonna see, the places that you're gonna go, you can go other places, you can take yourself to other places, you know what I'm saying? If you don't have the imagination, and it's one thing to like watch movies and shit of Paris, then you'll have to try to retract that and bring that shit back, which is why I actually wanted to like, I should have brought up some other books, you know what I'm saying, some real shit, like The Bone Collector. I've got that shit in there. That's by Jeffrey Deaver. I got a couple different Jeffrey Deaver books. Because The Bone Collector was actually a series, you know what I'm saying? He didn't just stop, you know what I mean? And because I like the fact that the movie had Denzel Washington, in my mind I would see Denzel Washington as Lincoln Rhyme, which is the main guy in that. It's a Lincoln Rhyme novel. But I would see Denzel Washington as Lincoln Rhyme, though clearly in the book it's a white man. You know, and he has a dude, his helper is a dude. In the movie, it's Queen Latifah, you feel me? But in the book, it's a white man, and his assistant is a white man, because he's in a wheelchair, he's quadriplegic. He can't do nothing but move like one finger or whatever, that's all he could do. But again, man, these guys go through unimaginable odds to still be fucking special. Their minds are the shit. Another reason why I brought out, again, it's just like I said, my books have a constant theme. A Clash of Kings. I like reading kingly shit. I'm king myself. Cottonmouth killing me, dog. But, you know what I'm saying? These people go through mythical, magical shit, but they go through a lot of shit, a lot of trauma. Go back and check my video I did about the Grimm the hard facts of Grimm's fairy tales, and it really goes in depth a lot again about how this is a fairy tale. Roll, roll, roll your boat merrily down the stream. Life is but a dream, you know what I'm talking about? This is what the fuck it is. But anyways, these people go through a lot of shit, even whether it was the kids or whatever, but they go through a lot of shit. Even if it's the mouse, they go through a lot of shit. They puzzles that they gotta uncover, riddles that they gotta solve, you know what I'm saying? All this shit, bro. Again, a lot of us have seen the motherfucking Game of Thrones and thought it was the shit. That fucking TV show made a whole lot of money. So, anywho, another reason why I got this book, The Way of the Wizard, which I'm gonna talk about it. But again, man, in order to go to other dimensions, other places, even again, man, like my video, dog, how to snatch a quick 50,000 out of the universe. You had to, this is what we do when we meditate. And that's why it's so easy to like read a book. They take you to other realms. It's the same shit. I showed you them books. I wanted to pop up again. The reason why I came to this book first is because the bitch, I say the bitch, I'm so used to it. But it's a godly word, you know what I'm talking about? So take it with respect, or take it for what it is, because niggas do what niggas do. But the bitch, DJ Conway, I just know it's a chick, but the bitch actually gives you guided meditations, spiral path to underworld. I'm OZ the Wizard, so it all makes more and more fucking sense. The shit just pops up and be some underworld shit. But spiral path to the underworld meditation. In preparation for meditation, choose the time and place, yada yada yada, blah blah blah. You can pause the shit and read it or whatever. Buy the fucking book off of Amazon and read it your fucking self. But they give you meditations, you know what I'm saying? You'll find yourself in a small crowd of beings standing a short distance from the Golden Gate to the highest. Directly in front of the gate are several large older dragons who are communicating with the goddess. You see what I'm saying? I'm just, you know, when you could take yourself these places, even when you get into a good movie, whatever fucking movies you like to watch, that's why I plugged in again, man. Like I said, I should have grabbed some of them books too to show you I do have serious shit, not just the fantasy shit. But the fantasy shit is what takes you to other dimensions, like the Star Trek and Star Wars ass shit when niggas talk about aliens and this and that. You gotta be able to actually do that shit. You see what I'm saying? Like, in your fucking mind. This was the beam me up, Scotty. Beam me down there, Scotty. Or whatever else. Send my consciousness down there and I'll create a body. My mind will create a body of that source, them materials, whatever the fuck. And I might be going too far with it, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Maybe some of you niggas understand me perfectly. But I've been drinking. I've been smoking. So I'm feeling good. And I don't give a fuck. But I'm going to keep going. Astral dynamics. You got to be able to take your mind to other places. When I first started my business plan and I would meditate on it and whatnot, man, I would take a drink, take a couple shots or whatever, hit the blunt a couple times, and literally just sit there, different fingers or whatever the fuck. But I would literally just sit there, man, and think about what it would be like to actually open the doors, what it would feel like. You know what I'm saying? I would visualize my own movie. But I've been reading books and shit like this. I've been transporting my mind to other places for a long time. And I've also got like the Grimm's fairy tales in there. I wanted to bring that shit out there, but it's a big thick ass book too, because it's like the second edition, but it's one of my mom's old ass books. I should say my parents, but my mom's mainly the book reader. But them old ass books from back in the day, man. We still got Encyclopedia Britannicas at the crib, nigga. Encyclopedia Britannicas, nigga. Imagine how wrong them shits are, but what they used to say. Anyways, I digress, man. Point being, when you can take your mind to another place, that's what I would do. What it actually felt like to open the doors, walk in, click on, you know, walk over to the panel or whatever where all the lights are, you know what I'm saying, and boop, 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 click on all the lights. I've been a maintenance man, you know what I'm saying, I've had the keys to these buildings and industries and shit. I did that shit for about 10 years before I got into my current job, so I know what it's like to actually walk into a building. I've been the third shift guy, so I know what it's like to make sure all these huge machines and shit are shut down, to go over to the panels and shut the entire fucking factory down, go to the doors and close them shits. I used to be the guy to coming in on Sunday nights, you know what I'm saying? So we would have to open all the doors, click on all the lights, hit all the panels, Most people come to work to some of these big factories, big industries or whatever else, they did car parts stuff. Most times you get to Ford or GE, shit like that in my city. But most times when you get to these factories, the lights and shit are already on. You don't see that type of shit in action. The machines are already running. You just come in, do what you do. Anyways, I'm just saying, so when it came to me building my own shit, even though it's not related to that, I can close my eyes, meditate, and take myself there and see that shit. If you see it, you can believe it. Seeing is believing. The more you see it, the more you visualize, the more it happens out here in the real world. You can really manifest that shit. But I would take myself there and open the doors and turn on all this shit, grab my remotes and whatnot, click on TVs and whatever, you feel me? Link this and that, boom, 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 turn on the radio, nigga, get it going, whoop, whoop, whoop. And in about an hour or so, my employees will start rolling through here, you know what I'm saying? Well, the managers and supervisors and shit will start showing up. In 2 hours, the employees and whatnot will start showing up. In 2.5 hours, doors will be open. 3 hours, the people will start showing up. I go through all this shit in my head. I make my own fantasy, my own movie, because I'm used to seeing other people's shit. When you watch a lot of movies and shit as a kid or growing up or just as an adult or whatever, you should be able to put yourself there. But that's the whole point of like being able to get out of your body. Even when I'm talking to people on the day-to-day, because like I said, nigga, this is life is pimping. I can put myself in your shoes. I can see your story, just like reading your book. That's why they say reading people. It's like seeing your book. Oh, okay, I understand. This is that type of background. This is some woo-woo-woo shit. This could be some woo-woo whatever shit. This could be some Stephen King shit. This could be, you know what I'm saying? We going here with it, we going there. But I read all these type of scenarios. That's why I say the Grimm's fairy tales. See, before the Grimms got a hold of fairy tales and child stories or whatever else, so it's a lot of folklore, but before the Grimms got a hold of it, they started to attach attributes and whatnot to the people. The malevolent, malevolent queen, well, that's why her name is Maleficent, or Maleficent, whatever the fuck you say that shit, but you get my point. It means bad, you feel me? But they would start to attach attributes and this and that to the people and whatever else, you know what I'm saying? The curious boy, it didn't have to be curious or not, you know what I mean? But they would start saying that type of shit, and basically it would shape the minds like of kids. There was always morals, like Aesop's fables. There was always a moral behind the story, you know what I'm saying? That's why Aesop's fables is a little different from Grimm's fairy tales, but Aesop's fables, a fable, there was a moral behind the story. You were supposed to learn something, but it was telling you something, it was teaching you something in the background, right? So a lot of these books or whatever you read, even if you're seeing what other people are going through, you're seeing why they're going through it and what shaped them and what molded them to go through what they're going through and why they're making the decisions of what they're going through. So by doing that in books, by being able to do that shit, you can take that shit to other places by being able to imagine what it's like walking through a door, and or just in general, taking yourself as a ghost into somebody else's room. What I used to do is practice, which is what it says, is take yourself to a familiar place. Like, I know what it's like to walk in my parents' door right now. I have the keys and all that shit. I can go walk in their door right now. So when I meditate, sometimes I'm practicing this shit, I'll go to my mom's house and go see what they doing right now. I will imagine what the fuck they doing right now. Where is their story at? You know what I'm saying? That's what I really like about Game of Thrones. It was one of the things that was hard about Game of Thrones, because they break in and out. Like, you'll just be reading and the chapter will end and it'll end, like, say we talking about Tyrion Lannister, right? It'll stop and it'll immediately go to Joffrey or go to I can't think of her name right now, but it'll immediately go to somebody else's story, and then you gotta read and read, and then finally you come back to somebody else's story and you see what they going through and what they had to deal with. You gotta remember some of this and whatever. It just makes you want to keep reading the book to see what this person is going through, and then what that person is going through versus what this was going through versus what that one's going through. You know what I'm saying? There was the Tyrell family, the Lannisters, oh man, it's deep, bro. And then the White Walkers and the North and the West and the South. Oh man, it's ignorant. But that's why it was a good ass HBO show. So anyways, I'm just saying, I could walk through my parents' door right now when I go meditate and go see what they doing. I can go visit my father in the hospital or whatever right now and see what the fuck he's doing when you get used to doing this shit. And that's how you get there. It ain't all about, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is why I wanted to go. This is why I started with the mystical, magical shit and whatnot, because it ain't all like sciencey and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have the book where science and magic meet. I did a hell of a video on that, you know what I'm talking about, cognitive dissonance, because you got to be able to, like, break out of this shell. Anyways, yeah, if you really want to get out of this meat suit, and again, life is pimping, man, you have to be able to understand the next motherfucking story, like whatever it is or however it may be, whatever it might take you to. One of the reasons why I fuck with dragons and whatnot, because there are, like, girly people who ride dragons, or people who are scared the shit out of them. But, you know what I'm saying, if you were to see one in real life, man, I commented on the dude's live I was just on not too long ago, and he was talking about just the negative entities that are out there and whatever else type of shit. And it's one thing to, like, be afraid of them, but it's another thing to, like, just have respect. And I don't like to bow down to shit. I don't like to think a motherfucking thing. Nothing has power over me. So even when I'm astral traveling on whatever else, I can get with that, you know what I'm saying? You do run into other shit, because that's what happened to me when I hit them dragons, bro. It was like, I hit my knees. It was, I was meditating and whatever else. So when in my mind, and I woke up and I looked up and I was there, I could see the grass and shit. I could see the hills and shit. I was cool with it. There was even like a castle, whatever else, you know what I'm saying, over in the past. I watch a lot of fucking Discovery Channel and whatever else. I've seen castles in Ireland and whatever else, nigga, so I could imagine one up on the, I can do this, you know, so yeah. But when them niggas started dropping down, and it's just like, okay, when you watch a movie, because the shit is a movie, you know what I'm saying, it's suspended belief, you think it's whatever, but in real life, if that was you, in real life, if that was you standing in front of a motherfucking dragon, would you shit yourself just like some of them niggas do in the movies? Like, for real, would you really be bold enough to stand there like, what the fuck you want, nigga? Who the fuck is you? Me personally, nigga, I was like, oh. I mean, I didn't even look up. Like, I was looking around and whatnot, and when them niggas fell, I just seen feet. It was like, doo-doo, and I'm looking at their feet. It was like, nope, I'm good. And I kind of like got surrounded. Nah, I'm good. It was an immediate respect, but I didn't want to look up. I didn't want them to look me in my face. I didn't want to, you know what I'm saying? I just kind of wanted to, yeah, nigga. I'm not fucking with them, but it was real. The sinews, the scales, to see it in real life, like just as real as this fucking flesh is, to see it in real life is totally fucking different. You gotta have the imagination, and you cannot be afraid, as another main motherfucking factor of all of this shit. Even when you astral travel, because you will see dead niggas. Yeah, dead niggas. It's just like the Sixth Sense, nigga. If you start seeing them, they'll start seeing you. When you start doing this shit, leaving your body and whatever else, you'll see other shit that has left this body. It tells you about it in this type of book. You'll see other niggas that, because some people naturally do this, like when they dream and when they sleeping and whatever else. Some niggas will be daydreaming, which is what they showed you in the movie Soul, how this nigga was like spinning and whatever. The white dude was spinning and spinning his sign and doing all this whatever shit, and that's how he was getting to the astral realm. But there was niggas that was actually dead, like the character Jamie Foxx was playing in the astral realm. So while he was coming across. So point being, this shit is real, bruh. Prepare yourself and whatever you might want to call it, which is again why again, you know, okay, we coming off the Dragon book. We done been in here for 30 minutes, and I'm telling you niggas, this is, you know, I'm trying to do real shit. But I want to come to Flash of the Spirit, The Way of the Wizard. Again, let me just plug this in real quick. We're going to talk about this book, but let me go ahead and shout this one out. Again, this Deepak Chopra dude, Chopra, whatever the fuck you say his name, this nigga, what I told was over, whatever else. I got a lot of shit in here, but what he does is same thing, man. He gives you a quick little story, and some of them are based off of the actual author and all of that shit stories. Some of them is, you know, his rendition of, you know what I'm saying, him being an author himself, but the way he plugs it in. But one of the most famous wizards is Merlin, right? So this is why he uses Arthur and whatever else, but Merlin is one of the more famous wizards. And a woman, wizard, man, woman, doesn't matter. You can be a witch, you can be a wizard, you can be a wizardess, you can be a sorceress, you can be a sorcerer, whatever, you know what I'm saying? You can be a magician, whatever, you know what I mean? You can call yourself whatever the fuck you want to call yourself. If you're doing magic, you're doing magic. I don't really give a fuck. But the point being here is he gives you a little story too, right? After the boy Arthur left Merlin's woods, he lived with old Sir Ector and his son Kay. He was given the position of squire, but this was in name only. Arthur had no family or possessions. He couldn't afford to buy his own clothes, and no one really believed he came from a noble family. Man, that's a lot of niggas we know. That's a lot of niggas we know, and that was just a random fucking shit, so I don't even know if I can come back to it. But I mean, no clothes, no money, no possessions, no this, no that, whatever. Had to live with another nigga to get by. You know what I'm saying? After he left the woods. You know what I'm saying? But this is the nigga that pulls the sword from the stone and becomes king of fucking everything. You can relate to that shit. And this is why he tries to relate to this shit in a different way. But this is why I said they give you fucking stories that you can try to relate to. See, I got some shit highlighted and whatever else. That you can try to relate to And then he living with the lessons. You may find this hard to believe, but the thoughts in your head don't belong to you. They belong to your name, to the roles you have slipped into. You can slip beyond roles in the split second if you want to, however. You know? Stepping out of role playing is a tricky business, yet you cannot enter the wizard's world if you define yourself through the roles you play. Point blank, period, man. Oh my God. Or then this is why I bring in books like this, nigga. Gods of Love and Ecstasy. The traditions of Shiva and Dionysus, nigga. Because I increase the amount of roles that I'm able to play. The gods of roles and ecstasy. I can play many different roles because I've lived many different lives. I've done many different shits. I've been to many different paths. This is why I keep saying life is pimping, nigga. And the first nigga you gotta pimp is you. But when I come across anybody, I can understand their story, their path, where they're leading, and how the fuck they came across me. And if you came to me, which I should have brought my nigga out here, like my Transformer, nigga, I'm Megatron, nigga. I'm Megatron, nigga. You must have met the boss, nigga. This is the boss level. You hit the jackpot is what I always say. You hit the jackpot. Now, that could be a good thing, or that could be a bad thing, nigga. But most of the time, if you meet me, I feel like you hit the jackpot. But there's so many different roles I could play. So many different roles you could play. And when you actually read this shit, this is why, man, reading this book is one book that made me want to do a video, which I may still do a video. Damn, I love my dick, nigga. I'll probably still do the video, nigga, to be like Supreme Pussy and Divine Dick. You know what I'm talking about? Because I'm on it. But anyways, I'm just saying, being able to take yourself these places, if you can do this shit with fucking Game of Thrones, then you can do this shit with these dragons, because obviously there are dragons in Game of Thrones. You can do this shit in dragons with real life and be like, just like Daenerys, nigga, and get your own fucking clan. Fuck with your own clan, start doing your own shit. There's something for everybody, right? But anyways, you can take yourself into these realms too, and understand how to embody Shiva, how to embody Vishnu and Brahma. It's all of these things, you know what I'm saying? They're derivatives of Shiva. You know what I'm saying? Different embodiments of the different Buddhas. But this is how you can do this shit. This is how the fuck you do this shit. Flash of the Spirit. African American. A lot of this shit, some of these shits, you know what I'm saying? It goes over voodoo and all of this and all of that. Let me show you some shit. Boom. This is how, again, back to the astral traveling, and we gonna talk about this, because this is how you bring these niggas to life, by doing this shit, creating magical entities. That's how you bring these niggas to life. You see what I'm saying? This is how you bring these niggas to life. Check this out. Appearance, housing, magical abilities, lifespan, energy source. I'm just saying, man, when you already have stories of setups and this and that and whoop whoop and whatever else, and you can create a magical being that embodies the story and the this or the that or whatever of Shiva, and you can talk to this nigga and have him right there on your side and whatever else. Give him whatever name you want to give him. Call him whatever you want to call him, but he has the same background, the same backdrop. He does the same shit that Shiva does. He embodies Shiva or any of them. Any of them, anywhere you want to take it. Again, a clash of kings, nigga. You need kingly advice. Create you a spiritual court of Stannis Baratheon. You know what I'm saying? Any of this shit. You can take anybody. Like I said, I got the Megatron statue. Sorry, man. I don't know if it's the sun, whatever the fuck it is. Get this. I don't know what the fuck it is. Fuck it with me. But I'm with it, you know what I'm saying? I'm on it, nigga. Cause I'm telling y'all some juicy shit, nigga. This is good shit. And one more time. Do I got anything else over here I ain't shared with you? I think that's all the books. I'm gonna make sure I went through all the books. But yeah, Flash of the Spirit, man. Let me see. There's something else I wanted to say about this shit. Does anything want to come out? Let's just stop on something. The bird, Cuba and Cuba influences. Okay. Maybe not. But I did stop on Ogun. Ogun. Now, as I mentioned earlier, man, I did computer science. I've done mechanical engineering, nigga. This is not necessarily a coincidence. Don't really believe in that shit, but Ogun. Ogun. Nigga, hey. Ogun. I just said that shit a million times. Let me stop before I actually have to fuck a nigga up out here or whatever else. Because a fight is a fight is a fight is a fight, nigga. If I have to kill something, if I remove my blade, I cannot return it until it has drawn blood. Fuck with the 40-year-old virgin. But anyways, alright, man, I'm done fucking with y'all. But again, man, I can create a magical entity that embodies the spirit and the this or the that or whatever of Ogun. All the magical abilities and properties and this and that and whatever of Ogun. Or I myself can do this shit myself. Something is really fucking with me. You know what I'm saying? It's got me fucking with my nose, fucking with my fucking beard, my eyes. I'm a motherfucking wizard, right? I should stand up and do a 360, but like just like I said, the flies. I didn't notice the motherfucking flies and disappeared a little bit. So yeah, you know what I'm saying? I don't know what it is. But we putting in work. So this is the real work. This is this motherfucking spiritual work, man. This is what it is. If you need to create you a motherfucking spiritual assistant, which is why I started fucking with the dragons, because I didn't mind having a fucking co-musician. I thought it was really neat because it said like, at least in this book, one of the things that she mentioned was how I gotta smoke and then talk, nigga. I talk too much. But how in the beginning, things are different, but it's something that I found to be really cool. But in the beginning, when you fuck with dragons, they don't just off top fuck with niggas because humans used to hunt dragons and all of this and whatever else. That type of shit is true, according to this book. So what tends to happen is they'll test your patience and your endurance and persistence and whatever else, but they'll give you the babies. And the babies do help. They're magical as fuck. But just like in How to Train Your Dragons, nigga, they don't listen to nobody. They don't give a fuck about nothing. But the babies do steal your shit. So I've had shit come up missing. The kids, you know what I'm saying, all type of shit in my household comes up missing. And I, you know, other motherfuckers be like, where is this? Or I can't, whatever. And I'm like, you know what, it's cool. Sometimes off the dribble, I know the babies got it. It'd be the baby dragons, man. They take shit. They hide shit. They will literally reach into like this dimension, take some shit, and it's gone. Like, just like that. Like one of these fucking books could just disappear on a nigga. I've gotten used to it. And I'm just like, what the fuck did I do with that book, or where did I put it? You know what I'm saying? So sometimes it's like, you know, when you first in that I can't believe it phase, you're always looking around. Is it over here? Is it? I didn't put it up. Well, I just walked over. I was just in this room. I was just over here. I was over here. I was just, what the fuck? Other times it's, where the fuck was my knife? Or what? I'm just gonna buy another one. Some shit they like. They love knives and little shit like that. So some shit I don't even, I know I'm not getting it back. Or if they hold it for so long and I don't give a fuck about getting it back, they'll definitely keep it. And again, I mean, I ain't tripping, but I ain't trying to go too weirdo on you, but just being real, man. I fuck with shit. But I needed, you know, I didn't mind having a cold magician and whatever else, and fucking with the dragons. These are timeless entities. And they're like, in other dimensions. If we're 3D, we're in the third dimension. You know, these niggas, they reside in so many other dimensions and whatever else, man. I mean, if you've seen like Mud Fossil University or whatever on YouTube, nigga, dragon, I ain't gonna get into that. But astral dynamics, being able to take yourself to these places, that's how you'll get used to being able to dance with dragons. If you was to see this shit in real life, niggas be talking about aliens and whatever else. A lot of niggas, your brain would explode. if you actually seen a fucking alien in real life oozing some shit, or just like some fucking, like Star-Lord. What was that nigga with the blue face? He goes, and he whistled and the little shit would go through, little spike or whatever, but he had like the little blade in it. To get my point though, I'm just saying, man, if you niggas really seen a green Gamora, badass, all green bitch, or whatever else, a lot of you niggas would really flip the fuck out. You would not be used to this shit because you ain't used to it. Look, man, I'm not Lord of the Ants, okay? I fuck with the flies, but you ants, I will bash and smash you niggas in a heartbeat. My bad, but you know, maybe I just been out here too long and I need to stop this video. It's 45 minutes anyway, man. Been rocking with you niggas long enough, man. Like, share, subscribe. Don't do none of that shit and keep running and hiding from a nigga, bro. I really don't give a fuck what you do. I really don't care. But I wanted to share that with you. I don't want to get rained out. Looks like this chick gonna be cutting grass and shit. That's funny. But yeah, maybe it's about that time. Maybe that's what the ants is trying to let a nigga know, because I did see some sun. Now I'm looking up and I don't see nothing but clouds, nigga. It may be bright to you niggas, but I ain't got nothing but clouds out this bitch. So yeah, I'm gonna get my books in before it's too late. But real shit, man, I wanted to share that shit with you. You can create your own personal secretary, a little whatever that'll help you stay organized. It'll send you thoughts and keep your brainwave linked to, I need to finish this business plan, I need to finish this, I need to get on that. You can create your little medical doctor or whatever else, you know what I mean, that can help you remember certain shit or give you medical advice and whatever else should you so happen to need that. Whatever, you see what I mean? You can keep you a little nigga that'll you know, give you an itch or a tingle like a spidey sense, you know what I'm saying? Because I know what it's like to have an ant crawling on my ankle or my leg or on my toes, because I'm in sandals, nigga. I'm comfortable as fuck right now. But because I know what it's like to have an ant crawling on my leg, then I could transmute that feeling into one of these magical entities, right? And I could say, hey, I'll know you're around when I get the feeling of an ant crawling on my leg or my arm. You know what I mean, or whatever. When I get that small little itch, or if my elbow starts to itching or whatever else, then I know this is a situation in which you're trying to tell me something subtly and whatnot. All right, but astral dynamics, astral traveling, being able to take yourself other places, man. Visualize. I said this is like, I mean, put the pussy on and whatever else, man. I could visualize myself, you know, as soon as a chick walk in the room, whatever else, I could be fucking the shit out of her. In my mind, I could be daydreaming that, I can whatever else, I can set the scene, I can set the mood. I read these books, man. I do this type of shit, and they're detailed like that. It tells you about the drapes and the curtains and the silky smooth to the touch and how her body is laying in this do. All of this shit, man. If you can read it, you can talk it, you can think it, you can see it, you can believe it, man. You own it. Life is pimping, man. Let's get to it. Yeah. I'm gonna get my books in there. So I just wanted to share that shit with you. I know my shit be all over the place. One minute I be talking about this, one minute I be talking about that. I don't give a fuck. I'm chaos, nigga. OZ the Wizard. Holla at your boy.